Okay, so we're playing Cypher System
Yes.
by Monty Cook.
Yes.
We're making characters today. The Cypher System kind of suggests that you fill out this campaign world guide that you then show to your players, and it basically you pick all the things that are available to them, which A, sounds like a lot of work, and B, sounds pretty uninteresting to me. And I thought something way cooler is the way you build characters in Cypher System can be used to build the world outward from them. When play, because we're going to say that this is a fantasy game. It could be fantasy / science fiction, fantasy western, fantasy modern, straight up medieval fantasy. We'll decide as we go exactly how the time period works. But that's all we know. So, for instance, if somebody chose builds robots as their focus, we would now decide what robots are like in our world. Are they like little, copper clockwork automatons? Are they golems, like big stone golems? Or is this more science fiction-y and they are more robot? It just happens to be a mishmash of science fiction and fantasy in that way. If somebody chooses that they, are a brave warrior who, can manipulate light, well, we have to figure out what does that mean? Like, where does that come from? So that's kind of what we're doing. Except for Dell, who's
just dropped out.
He's having technical difficulties, so he'll be in and out, I'm sure. So give us a breakdown again, Aaron, of the steps that we're going to take while we're creating these characters. Some of us have the book. I have the physical book. I think Matt has the PDF. Stephanie has the PDF as well. Aaron, you have a physical book.
Yes, sir.
At some point, should we introduce each other, by the way, to people who might not know who we are?
Oh, yeah, that's probably true.
I want to only be known as whatever my character name is, so I don't... It's just pure... Just method acting. Just really want to jump into it.
Yeah, so we can only call you by your character name.
Yeah, whatever that will be. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're not starting
yet. Name yet either.
I'll make character sheets for everybody in a second. I'll make character sheets in a second. You get to pick your name, though Roll20 does randomly assign you a name.
Yeah.
Some of which are pretty great.
I already have my name.
Are you using that first one?
I'm Muka Zafed.
Oh, yeah.
How do you let Roll20 do that?
In a second, I have to create all the characters for you.
Okay, Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Mad Adventurer.
Okay, we should actually introduce each other.
Probably. Aaron, go first.
All right, I am NPC Aaron. You're probably here because hopefully you listened to the NPC cast, on which I am the second least obnoxious person. So I'm going to go with. You can follow me on Twitter at NPC Aaron.
I am NPC Chris. I am also a co-host of NPC Cast. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
My name is Matt, Matty1KXP. I'm a Pisces. I enjoy getting...
Are you a Pisces?
Yeah.
Why did you say that, like, dejected?
Yeah. All right, Maddie.
Yeah.
Dell, if you're trying to Dell's trying to figure out what mic to use.
All right.
It'll be in your address bar, the top right of your address bar. You can also Google it. Google's your friend at this point, Dell. Go ahead, Steph.
Yeah. So I am Stephanie Straw at insert Straw here on the Twitter. I am not on NPC Cast, so I am the least obnoxious person on NPC Cast.
You were on one.
So, yeah. So it's like
I'm not part of NPC Cast either.
That's less than 1%. So it's fine.
That's true. And then our friend NPC Dell is also going to be here. He's another co-host of NPC Cast. He's the one who's currently having a little bit of difficulties. Like I mentioned before, this is all our first time actually using, I believe everyone's first time using Roll20. So there's going to be hiccups.
I used it once way back in the day, but...
Yeah, I had an account when it was like tied to Google Hangouts. It's no longer tied. It's actually the same thing.
You could put it. You could do it in Google Hangouts.
Oh, still an app as well there.
Yeah, that's how I've done it.
Yeah, we're using the web version. Okay, so Aaron, walk us through. How do we make characters with this thing?
All right, so I'm going to make character sheets for everybody here in a second, but you are all going to be, in the Cipher system, an adjective, noun, who, verbs. And those three, the adjective, the noun, and the verb, are what you choose. So the noun is the kind of core of your character, and that is called your type. Mm-hmm. And you have 4 options in this version of the Cipher system. You have warrior, which is any kind of martial character. So if you're playing sci-fi, that works for like commando or a soldier as well. You have adept, which works for any kind of magic user or psyker or anything like that. You have explorer, which is going to be your rogues, ranger-y type characters. Hey, Del. I think we can hear you now.
Hooray!
Yay!
And lastly, we have your speakers, who are your bards, your faces, that kind of thing, your social characters. And then you're going to choose what's called a descriptor, which is the adjective at the beginning. So you could be brave or cruel or tough. And that's going to alter your stats a little bit. And then lastly, you choose your focus, which is kind of the thing you do. So even if you choose like a mage, you could have wields 2 weapons as your focus, for instance. So you can make kind of hybrid style characters. You can also optionally add to your type with a flavor if you kind of want something hybridized, where if you want a stealthy warrior, there is a stealth flavor you can add to the warrior. I was thinking it would be cool if we covered, just for educational purposes, since we have 4 players, we could each do one of the 4 types.
Yeah.
I'm down.
So I don't know if everyone's down for that.
Yep.
Del, are you in? Okay.
I guess.
So I thought Matt earlier called Explorer. Is that where we're working from?
Oh, the Explorer?
Yeah, I'm going to make
I have a quick question. Is this Numenera you're going off of, or the Cipher system?
The Cipher system. But there's no Cipher system. There's no Cipher system character sheet in Roll20. So you'll notice that you'll be using Numenera character sheets. They should still work.
All right, I'm not seeing the classes listed here anywhere in the book as I'm flipping through.
Well, they're called types. I know that page 31 is where I'm at. There are some.
Yeah, I'm on 33, which is also type.
They start on page 22. Character type.
Oh, they go through all 10 levels of each class before moving on to the next one.
Yes, like almost every role-playing book ever.
I don't want to reinvent the wheel. All right,
I assume there would be like a one-page summary at the beginning describing all 4.
Matt, you want to be the explorer?
Sure.
Okay. Who wants to be the warrior?
Not it.
Okay, so I've made a character sheet for Muka Zofed.
I'll be
Chris's
warrior.
character.
If no one wants to be it, I'll be it.
All right.
But I mean, I am like the most charismatic person here.
My name is Bora.
So I guess I'll take the roleplay challenge and be uncharismatic. I can do that.
Sorry, 1 second. Just takes a moment.
I don't want to be a psyker, but I will if Del is set on speaker.
No, I'm not set on speaker. I just don't want my hit points tied to my stat I use to do things.
Del?
Yeah.
Cool it.
All right.
Everyone has hit points tied to their stats that they're going to use to do things.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm going to be a warrior.
All right.
All right, so I'll be a speaker. Is that what we decided?
If you want to be a speaker or a adept, that's cool. Isn't Jack an option?
Jack is a Numenera class.
Ah.
Are you looking at the right book?
I am. I'm looking at the Cipher book, but I've only been able to really dig into the Numenera book. So
then why don't you play an adept, because being adept will be a challenge for you.
All right.
Oh man. These are great.
But you have to like me, even though I just dogged you, because I have high charisma. So I think that's how that works.
All right, that's reasonable. So we are playing in the fantasy world.
That is all we know so far.
Yeah,
but But it's like an open sort of themed fantasy.
We know nothing else about it.
Okay, so there should be a character sheet, Matt, that you can see. Right now, its randomly generated name was Migug Etru.
Yeah, where do we see the character sheet?
I'm adding them right now.
Oh, okay.
There's a tab on the right-hand side of the Roll20 app. The first one is a pair of speech bubbles, which is the chat window, and the next one over is a newspaper, which shows the different characters.
Okay, cool.
I...
Question is squirreling. Is squirrel, is that a verb?
Yes, yes it is. It means to secret away.
I don't think it is one of the verbs you may choose from.
Come on.
Hold on one second here. I gotta finish this real quick before we can really do much else. I should
Can
have
we
made these
please
earlier.
go with these randomly generated names, because I really want to see a Stea
I'm
Squoosalina.
gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna do
I
it.
will be
That should be Dell's.
I was gonna be Staisk. Why you jacking my spot, Maddie?
Okay, you can be Staisk.
Here, it doesn't matter what you want unless you change them around, because
You can be
as
John
I am-
Stamos.
Okay, hold on one second. Quiet for a second. Just to make sure. Muka Zofed, I control who has access to the character sheets, so it's important that you pay attention. Muka Zofed is Chris.
Obviously.
Migug Etru is Matt. Staisk Wyaslinia is Dell. And in a moment, Set Igu will be Stephanie. So
Set Igu? I just rocked it on that. I got the best.
You did. I'm a little jelly.
Okay.
I got it. I should have held out.
Seth
But
Igu?
if you open them up, you should be your character sheet should be on the second part.
Set Igu.
And if you change the name on that character sheet, that works fine. Okay, so in that slot. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
You go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say there. If you open up the character sheet, write your type underneath the type sheet there, and we get to do a little bit of world building now, because every one of the characters has a random table to give you some background, unless you guys want to choose. But I figured we were the type to just go with the random.
How many rolls do we get?
For this part, you get 1d20.
Can we roll 2 and pick the one we like?
I mean, if you're a coward, sure.
So it's Set Igu is and then that's my adjective, and then my noun, and then my focus is my verb.
Yeah. So right now you are the speaker. Or the adept? Okay.
Yeah, I'm the speaker. So, but I don't know what my options are for the verbs.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
First is this background rolling. So I'm gonna.
Okay.
You guys already rolled.
For ourselves?
Sure. Just
I
so
got a
Del,
5.
you rolled a 5, and you are the adept.
Yes, my mother was a powerful adept while she lived, helpful to many locals. They look upon me kindly, but they also expect much from me.
I also got a 5. Is it the same for every?
No,
if
it's different. I'll
Okay.
find you
Okay,
yours if you want.
good. If it was the same, I was gonna say I want to roll again. It'd be something different.
I got one that makes
5.
sense for me.
Stephanie, yours is you have no memory of anything that happened to you before the age of 18.
Yeah.
But that'd be easy to roleplay. You just don't have any memories.
Yeah.
I don't know that. Chris, what was yours?
Are we rolling 2 and taking the one that we want? Is that what's going on?
I mean, you can if you would like.
I didn't.
I believe the phrase that he used was "You can if you are a coward."
Okay,
We
so I'll
can
take
go back to tape. That's exactly what he said. Yes.
I'll take the first one.
And you're
Actually,
a warrior.
no, I'll
so.
leave it to the chat room. So it's either that people I meet seem put off by the strange birthmark on my face, or chat room, or I learned my skills faster than my teachers had ever seen before. The powers that be took notice and are paying close attention. I feel like I'm gonna have a birthmark on my face.
Wait, which numbers did you have?
8 and 17. Oh, did I roll the adept one?
Yeah, you're the warrior. Yours should be either
Oh,
you were
okay, I got it.
conscripted into
Right here.
military. Okay.
All right, sorry about that. I'm not an adept. Iceman, thank you though. I appreciate that. So here's the 2 actual options. My mentor wrote a book on martial arts. Sometimes people seek me out to ask about its stranger passages. Or, I was conscripted into military service, but I deserted before too long. So, there you go. Pick one of those for me. I'm a deserter or a book passage reader.
I feel like you're a deserter for sure.
Yeah.
That's really messed up, guys. I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, you're definitely a deserter. Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Ouch.
Calling it. That's how I feel, you know.
All right.
Matt, did you figure out yours?
No, not yet. I'm going to roll. I'll roll once and 20. Wow.
Nice.
Do you kill it? Do you just
Waste of a crit.
it? Yeah.
Can you save
Yeah.
that?
Your father is a high-ranking officer in the military with many connections.
Sweet. That actually fits really well with what I want to do.
Okay.
So then, other things that are kind of important at the moment. You get your starting pool values for might, speed, and intellect from your class. They're under the stat pools headline, and then under where it says first tier warrior, it'll tell you I think everyone's effort is 1, and then it'll tell you if you have a might edge of 1 or 0, and it'll tell you what your edges are. There is starting equipment, which we'll probably come back to once we pick the rest of the stuff, and then it'll tell you how many of the special abilities you get to choose, which we'll probably also can come back to kind of round things out at the end.
You said everyone's edge is 1 and everything?
Everyone's effort is 1. Your edge will be whatever it says. So as a speaker, for instance, your intellect edge is 1 and your other 2 edges are 0.
Cool. What page does speaker start on?
44.
I have a question.
No questions.
So, page 31, it says special ability. Choose 4 of the abilities below. And it lists a bunch of abilities, and then in parentheses it says 2 intellect points. And I'm guessing Chris's all say 2 might points, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Are we capped at how many total intellect points we have, and does selecting these lower our future insight?
This is what these cost to use, not what it costs to take them as options.
Ah,
So, yes. Does that make sense?
it makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Should I select 4?
8,
Well, how about we do that at the end and we get the story parts done first? Because while you're picking, while everyone's picking their abilities and kind of rounding out their character sheets, I can talk world stuff with other characters and whatnot and kind of cover that up. We're all just sitting staring at a list picking 4. Might be kind of boring.
Sounds good.
So the next part we pick is our adjectives, and there are a lot of these. They are called descriptors. They start on page 64. On page 66, there is a chart with all of them.
Page 66?
Yep. I recommend you these don't have a ton of mechanical stuff to them. They don't do anything as you level. They just give you effects now to apply. I recommend kind of picking based on that. For people who haven't played before, this is anything from appealing to honorable to mechanical, mysterious.
Cruel.
Cruel is one. Tongue-tied, virtuous, wealthy, weird. There's all kinds of them. And each one you pick. So once you pick one, let me know, because there is an option here that we could also give to the chat. As far as tying you to whatever the starting adventure is going to be.
Let's see. Do I want to be weird or
high-ranking officer father?
If you said something, you went robot there.
Can I be a hideous speaker?
You could be a hideous speaker if you want.
Let's see.
I like the eyebrow raise there. Can I be?
Set Igu is kind of a hot, sexy name, right?
That's true.
That's
so
not
I could be
hideous
appealing.
person.
I could be appealing. What else is there? Set could be lucky.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
I'm
could be-
just gonna read off some of these, and then whoever in chat tells me what I should be, I'll be that. So I'm just gonna read off ones at random. Is Mukazafed, brash, clever, craven, dishonorable? That's too easy. Exiled, foolish, impulsive, jovial, naive, mysterious, resilient, tough, virtuous, weird, stealthy. Anyone. Any one of those. Any one of those.
Craven. That's the first thing that came up. Though they spelled it like Craven the Hunter.
They want me to be Craven. What does Craven mean? Courage fails me at every turn. I lack the
Yeah.
willpower and resolve to stand fast in the face of danger.
Craven is cowardly.
Perfect.
I'm getting Craven, I'm getting clever, I'm getting impulsive.
Oh, you know what? Charming is pretty good. So what are these inabilities? Do you have to take these inabilities? Is that something that comes with it?
Yeah, that is part of it.
So one of my inabilities is I was never good at studying or retaining facts, which is excellent since I don't remember anything before the age of 18. So, okay, I'm going to be charming.
All right, you are charming, which means the chat gets to pick one of your connection to the first adventure. So options is that Stephanie convinced one of the other PCs to tell her what he was doing, and that's how she got on the mission. It could be that she instigated the whole thing and convinced the others to join her, or that one of the other PCs did a favor for her, and now they're repaying that obligation by helping her with this task. And then lastly is that there is a reward involved, and Stephanie needs the money.
So what was that, like 5 different things?
Should be 4.
Okay. So it was my idea, and I convinced everybody. I need the money. Or, what was the first one again?
The first one is you convinced someone. The second one is you instigated the whole thing. The third one is that somebody did a favor for you, and now you're repaying that by doing this task, whatever the first adventure is.
Yeah.
And the last one is that you just need the money.
Okay, everyone says that it's all my fault and instigated, so...
You instigated the whole thing and
Yeah.
convinced everyone else to join. All right.
Yeah.
So we know that.
Do I put that on my sheet somewhere?
Yeah, I would just add it to your background for now, just so you have all the reminders. If you are the type to, flourish your background with any sort of flowery language, you could do that at the end. In addition to the inabilities that you gain, which I don't know where those. I guess that would be artifacts and oddities, because there's not a space for them on the.
Okay, so I have a question for the group, and for Aaron in particular. I totally don't mind playing a Craven Warrior, but it says here that they may not be appropriate for every group, because they're villainous traits, and some people may want their PCs to be entirely heroic. How do we feel on that? Do we want to do some sort of... Do we want to be heroes, or can I be a coward who's only out for his own neck?
Who has villainous traits? I said that's up to whatever you want to play. I'm totally open with whatever you want to do.
If you're okay, not knowing that you're not going to stop the game with it, you're not going to wreck the game.
But if you don't seem like you want to play something that's Craven, so I would not do that.
I don't really want to play something that's Craven. That's part of the reason why I want to play something that's Craven.
Oh, well then, do it.
I can play Craven. That's not...
Yeah,
do it.
I think you should
Then
play
I don't know why
Craven.
you're being so cowardly about it. Just do it.
Because you can also be cowardly but not sinister,
Yeah.
like Hoggle from Labyrinth.
Like basically, you just you flee from battle. Like when we're in the thick of it, and you just are like, I'm out.
That's a good trait for the warrior.
Yeah. Stephanie, I don't know if you saw, but you also gained +2 to your intellect pool.
Yeah. So I just get to go ahead and increase that.
Yep.
I didn't know if there was like a limit or anything.
No,
also, don't we get? So I read in there that we also get an additional 6 points to divide amongst our 3 pools. Is that right?
Yeah. At the end, you get six additional points.
Okay. I'll wait to do that.
All right. So Chris, if you're going to be Craven, there's the choice involving Craven, which is. I don't know if you want to read it.
So guys, I need a link to the starting adventure in chat, and there's 4 options. This is Mukazofad, the Craven Warrior. Do I believe that I'm being hunted and have hired one of the other PCs as my protector? Do I seek to escape my shame and take up with capable individuals in the hopes of repairing my reputation? Has one of the other PCs bullied me into coming along on this adventure? Or did the group answer my cries for help when I was in trouble?
Oh man, that's the worst.
The Mad Adventurer is telling me that Craven is more like willing to be a coward if there's a benefit or the ability to avoid a consequence for you.
Yeah.
Iceman says
That's
that
true.
I'm in it to escape shame. And Mad Adventurer agrees. Alright, that's what it is. So
I mean,
Aaron,
that kind of fits with your deserter background.
yeah, that's
pretty
what
well.
they say. So I deserted, but I am now seeking to repair my reputation by teaming up with some capable individuals.
All right. Del, Matt, you guys want to pick a descriptor?
I am an inquisitive adept.
Ooh, what does that mean?
He's asking all the questions here, guys.
I would
Yeah.
be the one asking the questions here.
That means that I am basically Schmendrick from The Last Unicorn.
Yes!
Why do you guys keep saying things I've never seen? Is that a book?
If you haven't seen Labyrinth
Disappointed in
or
you.
Last Unicorn, then I'm going to question your bona fides as a 30-year-old.
I'm so
I don't know who
upset with you.
Bonafides is.
Del, do you want to read the 4 options for your connection to the starting adventure?
I sure can. Let me just scroll back to my page real quick.
Abilities.
So the inquisitive character has either one of the PCs approached me to learn information related to the mission, having heard I was an expert, or I've always wanted to see the place where the other PCs are going, or I was interested in what the other PCs were up to and decided to go along with them, or one of the PCs fascinates me, perhaps due to a special or weird ability they have. I don't see how anybody votes for anything besides 4, because the other 3 are like, meh, I'll tag along. What's that rock?
Yeah. Where are you guys
So-
going? Over there?
We're gonna see what chat says.
I've always wanted to go over there.
And now, with the help of the other 3 of you, I can.
The early vote is in. I'm not ready to make the call yet, but Excalibur Zone says option number 4. We need one other person to agree with Excalibur Zone. Excalibur Zone sounds like a great place to have like a birthday party.
All right, there's
It does. It's like a mixture of
4,
medieval
but 4
time
with
and
Matt.
Discovery Zone.
Yeah, dude, Discovery Zone was so fun.
So they said 4. They said with Matt, but I think we should wait to see what the focuses are, because that's where the weird abilities might come in, the one that might fascinate you. So, and we can say Matt. That just means he has to pick something kind of weird for his focus, is all. All right.
Oh, did I already choose?
No, this is your descriptor.
Oh yeah, my
Focus is your
descriptor
verb.
is my turn.
Yeah.
Do we
Okay.
need to decide? Do we need to decide which character fascinates me yet?
They decided
Well,
Matt for you.
they said Matt.
But
Okay. Go on.
as I just mentioned, we don't know what Matt's like weird ability is yet, so we can decide that in a second. We'll get all these decided, and then we'll knit them together into something. We're good at this, I hear, on the NPC cast. So Matt, what is your descriptor?
My descriptor will be noble.
Noble.
Boring.
Okay, that is kind of boring.
Well,
Oh,
it depends.
that's awesome.
That depends.
What if there
No.
are no nobles?
What
I'm gonna
kind
stay
of
with noble.
explorer? No, what kind of explorer are you playing? Are you playing like a rogue?
Oh,
Or are you
I'm gonna
playing
play-
or are you playing like a archer type?
I'm not gonna lie. The 4 connections to the starting adventure for Noble are pretty good overall.
All right. Then
That's
do
what I was
that.
thinking.
Stick with it.
I want to play an actual explorer, like
it.
a cartographer.
That would be
Yes.
good. Yeah, cartographer would be good.
For my royal land.
So, options for Matt. Do you want to read the 4 options?
Yeah,
For
sure.
Your link to the starting adventure?
All right, here are the 4 options for Noble. I have 1. It seemed like a lark. 2. You're on the run from an enemy, and joining the PCs seemed like a good way to hide among the common folk. Okay. 3. The mission involves somehow redeeming or helping your family. And 4. Your parents or parent forced you into it, hoping the experience would be good for you. That might actually work with my my background, my noble, high-ranking military father. But it's pretty cliche.
Cliche is okay. Nothing wrong with cliches.
Yeah.
Cliches are cliches for a reason. Aaron, I asked you in chat, but I'm not sure if you saw it. Is it too late to give me access to the character sheets?
All of them?
Yeah.
I'm
Wow, what are
sure
you
that
gonna do?
I'm
Oh,
sure
you're
that
gonna-
I can do that somehow. I just have to figure it out.
Okay. So, chat, I cannot show you character sheets, but we can imagine them. We can imagine them together.
But hold on one second. Tell me if this works. I just hit show to players. Does that
I
pop up
see,
for anybody?
I just saw Mig Hug Yitru pop up.
but we don't
Yeah.
see any info.
Well, that I don't think. Who is Miga Gitru?
Yeah, that's right here.
Have you typed anything in there yet?
Not yet. So I'm gonna
Okay.
type in noble.
So not wealthy. There you go. So yeah, that's just because you haven't typed. So I can show them to you at the very least for now if somebody wants to see something.
Mm.
And then I can figure out a more permanent solution shortly.
Sounds good, I know.
I apologize for all the coughing. I'm still getting over a cold like I always am this year. Calendar year is just me being sick all the time. Number 2 would be fun. Number 4 would be angsty. Reluctant adventurer, number 4. I don't think it's a lark as in the bird. I think it's a lark as in like,
It would be interesting if you followed a bird here.
That would be awesome if it was a bird.
You could be a bird collector.
Hey,
Like
I'm
an
exploring where the bird
ornithologist.
goes. I fly with the larks.
I think so far we have like 1.5 votes for 4. So
Number 4? All right.
lock it
your
in.
parents forced you into it.
I'll go with number 4.
All right, so everyone make sure that you at least added to your stat pool whatever it says to add to your stat pool under your descriptor before we move to focuses. Foci. Is that the plural? Del, what's the plural of focus?
Foci.
Okay. Here it says.
F-O-C-I-I.
It only has one. It only has one I in here, but yeah, it does say choosing foci or customizing foci.
So good.
Is it
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So there are a whole bunch of options here, like a lot of them. You don't have to pick the ones that are just said in fantasy because I think we can make anything fit into the world since we haven't defined it yet. For players who don't have a book, these can be things like awakens dreams, carries a quiver, wields 2 weapons, leads, lives in the wilderness, is idolized by millions.
What page does that start on?
92 has the table with all of them.
Okay.
What are you
I think
going
it's
to
a
do?
little different for the PDF.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So you're a kitty pride.
Oh,
Okay.
was Del talking? I missed that.
He said he's going to take exists partially out of phase. So that would make you. What's your full character sentence then?
Stausk Wyosley is an inquisitive adept who exists partially out of phase.
So exists partially out of phase. Just so the players kind of know what that means, it says you have the ability to change your phase state. In fact, you're always slightly out of phase, giving you a ghostly translucence. With concentration, you can pass your hand through a solid object, allow a solid object to pass harmlessly through you, or literally walk through walls.
Can I be idolized by millions?
You can.
I may not have read far enough. Hang on.
Hold on.
I wanna-
Sorry, Del may not.
No, I said exist partially out of phase. I'm going with exist
I
partially
think
out of
that's
phase.
perfect for you. Or do you want to? You could be idolized by millions still, if you would like.
No, I don't think the inquisitive weirdo who's like, I wonder where we're going today, would be idolized. But he certainly would have accidentally tangled with a ghost at some point and been cursed.
Yeah.
That's an excellent
like
reason
it.
for this. So Del, do you want to read the 4 possible connections that your character could have?
Yes. Yes, give me just a second to do a little bit of scrolling. Here we go. So, and it sounds like I get to pick, but I guess I don't.
Well, you would normally get to pick, but we have fans to appease.
All right, so already...
Watchers and listeners, yeah.
And so we're clear, the inquisitive part we said is I'm following Matt's character around.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So pick one other PC. You have known that character for a while, and he helped you gain control of your phase states. Or pick one other PC. Sometime in his past, he had a devastating experience with going out of phase. Whether he chooses to tell you about it is up to him. So somebody else might have had the ghost curse. Option 3, pick one other PC. You once accidentally moved your hand right through him. It was clearly an unnerving experience for both of you. Or pick 2 other PCs. They both really want to go out of phase and have been pestering you about it, but you're not convinced they even know what that phrase means.
All right, chat, help us out.
Again, option 1 is another character helped me deal with my ghostliness.
Mm-hmm.
Option 2, some other character in the party has dealt with ghostliness before and doesn't know if they want to talk to me about it. Option 3, there was a ghost grope at some point that was uncomfortable for everyone. And option 4, there are 2 other PCs that both want to be ghosts. And they're not scared of no ghosts, but they ought to be.
The chat says, well, when someone asks you if you're a ghost, you say yes. So
Yeah.
the chat says they want 4 for Matt and myself. That we Matt and I would both like to be ghosts.
All right,
I'll
then.
take it.
Who doesn't?
I'll take it.
Okay, if that's the only vote, that's the only vote. Does anybody else have their focus chosen? Del, you can kind of write down the stuff you need.
So mine, I'm stuck
You go.
between 3 actually. I am either going to travel through time, work miracles, or exist in 2 places at once.
I saw that one. Travel through time, work miracles, or exist in 2 places at once.
Yeah, I kind of want to travel through time or work miracles.
I like time travel. I like it.
I think
like
it would
that for you.
it would let me be super craven. I think if I can always be like, you know what? Actually, on
Peace,
second
apple
thought,
All right, Kang, slow down.
Yeah.
that's me. That's me time traveling.
There's a vote for exist in 2 places. There's 2 votes for exist in 2 places at once.
Oh my god, I get to be double
there's-
the amount of craven.
There's 2 of you. Double Chris.
Because that makes the
you
craven
guys-
interesting. Okay.
You guys
Done.
don't know what you're doing.
So you want to read your connection possibilities here?
So, yeah. Let me get this really quick. Hold on. Let me. Let's see here.
So you are a craven warrior who exists in 2 places at once.
Yeah.
I like it.
What does exist in 2 places at once?
I think you can hold doubles out and hold them in front of you to take the shot.
I'll read it for the chat real quick. It says, one day you looked into a mirror or another reflective surface and noticed that the reflection didn't quite match your movements. After some time, the image stepped free from the surface, and where there was one, now there were now 2. You have a doppelganger, a duplicate you can call into existence when you wish. This duplicate may be a quirk of your nature, brought on by exposure to weird energy, or a piece of scarcely understood technology. Then again, this other might hail from another reality, a branching timeline that may be similar to or quite different from your own. Of course, the copy could simply be a manifestation of your will on a cloud of nanites that assumes your shape when you command them. Whatever the reason, you can call forth the copy and be in 2 places at once.
That does give some interesting options. I'm not like super sold on it, but if the chat wants that, then I'll go with that.
I think it's actually a pretty great power for somebody who's like a Craven, especially if your duplicate is like not as Craven, so you're always like utilizing its difference from you to like get you out of trouble. Could do something like that.
Why would anyone pick doesn't do much? What is that?
Because it's great.
It's the luck. It's the luck one. It's picking hobo and riffs.
So my only question is that let's say hypothetically, I'm playing a Craven warrior, and I have a doppelganger who's not Craven, because someone asked if the other person was not Craven. Am I, as a player character, controlling both? And then does that just allow me the option to role play a character who's not Craven, who's exactly the same as this one that is Craven?
Well, here's the thing. How I think that would actually work is there's a thing in this game called GM intrusions, which work similar to compels in like Fate. So that I think that saying that your duplicate is not Craven gives me the option to mess with you and offer you like an experience point in favor for being like, your duplicate actually grabs you and holds you and is like, we will not run this time, like that sort of thing. So I think your duplicate is mostly under your control, but if they have a character difference, I have the option to kind of like emphasize that difference in order to make the game interesting. That's how I think it kind of would work.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does. I'm just. It's weird to think about the fact that we're role playing a game where it feels like twins, and my PC is Danny DeVito, but my doppelganger gets to do all the cool stuff.
What if you?
I'm just like watching my doppelganger do awesome things and like just envious of this non-player character that I'm like.
Moral question: what if you fall in love with your twin?
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Do it.
I mean, it does say it is a duplicate in your mannerisms, manner of speech, expression, and habits. But I think it'll be fun. Yeah, I think. Okay, so do you want to read the connections now?
Sure.
Where are the connections found? Whenever you pick the thing?
They're one of the first things underneath them.
I want to see what Matt's going to pick.
I've got a lot of options.
Ooh, I just saw another good one.
So
between murders and
murders
and works the back alleys. No.
I feel like
a noble who murders.
I'm just kidding.
You totally go in those back alleys.
A noble who murders? Really? A noble who murders? Come on. How can you not pick that?
You're a shady noble.
The lightning. What is that?
That has like.
It's lightning magic, essentially.
Oh, got it.
But let's just read his connections. The chat.
Chris, read your connections.
So, pick one other PC. This character finds your talent unnerving and unsettling. Again, this is for Muka Zofed, the Craven warrior who exists in two places at once. For me, the difficulty of any task made to help my duplicate is increased by 1 step. Or I'm sorry, for the PC that finds my duplicate unsettling, the difficulty to help them is increased by 1 step. Pick one other PC. This character seems convinced that you are really a pair of identical twins with no actual powers. It's funny. Number 3. Pick one other PC with a companion. This PC's companion seems to have an unusual relationship with my duplicate.
I have a companion.
And 4 is pick one other PC. You used to move in the same social circles and knew of each other, but you had never been introduced. That is stupid. That's a dumb one. Don't pick 4.
It would only be funny. It would only be funny if it was me and I had no memory of it.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty much between like.
I like the companion one.
I
the
like
companion one's good too.
I like 2 because I think that it's funny.
Which one was 2 again?
So Excalibur rolled a D3, and number 2 is pick one other PC. This character seems convinced that you are really a pair of identical twins with no actual powers, and they say that it should be Dell, who's inquisitive, but for some reason he just doesn't believe this one thing that is true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I like that he's obsessed with whatever Matt's ability is going to be, but your ability he thinks is like charlatanry.
Whatever. I know that you just have a twin lying around. You're not really
Yeah.
in
He's
two
like, look, I've
places at
seen the
once.
prestige.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Um,
So number 2
all right.
is.
So just to re-emphasize, you are a craven warrior who exists in 2 places.
Yep.
At once. In 2
At
places.
once. And I was conscripted into a military service, but I deserted before long. And now I'm trying to do something. I'll write that down too in my stream.
But if you were in the service, you should have just been in the service and also out of the service, and then you would have been in 2 places at the same time. And then you wouldn't have been a deserter.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how can I control my doppelganger?
I don't know. I haven't read every power in the whole book, but if you want, you can read your tier 1 duplicate power that you have right there. Because that will kind of alter things there. All right. So who's next? Is it Stephanie or Matt?
Go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay. I was looking at Siphon's powers, talks to machines, right? Is that one? Talks
I
to
think so.
It's like, yeah, talks to machines, needs no weapon, or builds robots.
I mean, I think all of those are awesome. Builds robots is sweet just because it's.
I know. I kind of want to have like a little robot army, or like I build robots to do different things.
I like builds robots.
Siphons powers, talks to machines, needs no weapons, or builds robots.
You're out being social, so you need all your menial tasks performed by robots.
Yeah.
Back home. I like it. Does anybody? We got Siphon's powers. We got builds robots. We got two Siphon's powers. We already have Kitty Pryde. Why not Rogue?
Nice.
That's a.
Gollum-esque. Yeah. I'm good with whatever. What do you guys think would be more fun?
Builds robots.
Build robots.
Nobody's voting for that, but I'm all over some build robots.
There was one vote for builds robots.
Was there? Oh yeah, that's right. Mad Adventure. Thanks, Brian.
All right, I mean, you can pick it. It had a vote. If you'd rather do that, I'd say do that.
I'm good. I picked all of them. I'm good with anything. Whatever you guys think would be more fun.
I think you would have more fun with builds robots than Siphon's power.
Yeah, I think that there's more like creativity.
I think that it also world builds a little better.
Yeah.
Than Siphon's powers.
And so
you already have like kind of the.
You're okay
power.
putting robots in there and stuff.
I'm totally okay putting robots in there. Because like we already have like kind of a creepy power, and Chris's power is pretty creepy.
Oh yeah, like this. Yeah.
So like Siphon's power, I think kind of doubles up on that a little bit.
Yeah, totally get it.
Okay, so builds robots. It's on page 100 for me. Do you want to read your options to the chat?
You read them.
Okay, so option 1 is pick one other PC. Your robotic artificial assistant will take commands from that character as well as from you. Option 2 is pick one other PC. You created a robot companion for that character, but it promptly tried to kill her, so it had to be destroyed. You're not sure what went wrong. There's also pick one other PC. You are certain that character is secretly an artificial entity, even if they deny it. And there's pick one other PC. You created a robotic cat-like entity for that character that sometimes shows up but is usually absent pursuing vermin.
What?
Okay.
Those are all pretty good.
That last one is ridiculous.
Okay, what does everyone think that Set Ignew's connection to the party is?
I literally wasn't paying attention, I'll be honest.
One of them is she has a cat, but the cat isn't around.
Okay, one
my
is
doppelganger to pay attention.
I made a robot for one of you, and it tried to kill you, and I'm not sure why. And the other one is I have a robot that also takes commands from one of you guys, which I don't think that whatever. Maybe I don't know. We can maybe make that one work.
What was number 3?
And then the cat-like robot, and then the other one was
Number 3 is the one where you are certain that another character is secretly an artificial entity,
Yeah.
even if they deny it.
The chat is saying option 3 for me.
So that you think that Chris is a robot?
That explains all the duplicates.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm a
You're
cyborg.
definitely
Do you think his duplicate is real, and his duplicate just made a robot that's him?
yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're the fake one for sure.
Okay. All right. So we have what was your descriptor again? Your descriptor was charming.
Charming. Mm-hmm.
So you are a charming speaker who builds robots. I like it. So the tier 1 abilities that are there, you get those if you want to write them down on your character sheet somewhere.
Okay, and it's under the. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Matt. Do you have one that you want, or a couple that you want? Remember that whatever you're choosing has to mesmerize Dell. He's really.
I'm interested in Works Miracles. I don't know what that means. I haven't read it yet. Just sounds awesome.
Cleric powers.
And oh yeah.
There's also a superheroes
Um,
chart, but it doesn't really look that different. I didn't look at it when I was looking at
Yes,
mine.
Dirty.
What?
Fights dirty. Is that what you said?
I feel like Fight's dirty.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know
never
why
says
Dell
die.
would be so enamored with that.
There is a grows to towering heights one in superheroes.
Yeah, that's true.
That could be cool. Controls gravity.
Oh, I think we lost Matt for a second there.
Oh no.
He's controlling gravity. The gravity of his.
I think
He's existing in 0 places right now.
if it was between like Works Miracles and Fights Dirty, you should pick Works Miracles just because if Dell would, I don't know why Dell's inquisitive character would be like enamored with your ability to fight dirty. That doesn't
Be
really.
a miracle worker.
Yeah. There are no gods. There is only science, which my magic is based off of.
So Works
All right.
Miracles, just so the chat knows, is you manipulate matter and time to help others and are beloved by everyone you encounter. Some people consider you a representative of the gods or a power from beyond this world. Perhaps they're right. Your abilities might be a gift of the angels or a powerful and benevolent god. You probably wear simple clothes, nothing too flashy or stylish. There's no need to call more attention to yourself.
Nah.
You do get healing touch and alleviate and that kind of thing.
Cleric.
So it is cleric-ish. But you don't have to take that.
No, I'm gonna
You can take
choose
something really
what's
outlandish.
Consorts with the Dead.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
Consorts with the Dead.
I think my character is creeped out by dead things.
Do you see dead people?
No, I'm creeped out by them. I like machines. I don't like
Machines are
living
like,
and dying.
they can never die because they're never alive.
Exactly.
So Consorts of the Dead is through the study of science or magic, to which most people give a wide berth. You have mastered the ability to speak with and reanimate the dead. Necromancy, however, is shunned as a taboo. It is gruesome, morbid, and in the eyes of most forbidden. You probably wear black clothing, but you don't have to. And that's so. Matt, do you want to read the possible connections?
Yeah, let me scroll down. Sorry, the PDF is rather lofty. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Consorts with the Dead. Connections. Number 1. Pick one other PC. You suspect that this character finds your predilections abhorrent. You can choose whether or not she knows of your suspicions. 2. Pick one other PC. The character recently lost a loved one and wants you to contact that person in the afterlife. Whether you try to explain this isn't how it works, or try to explain it how it works, it's not. Well, I don't have to explain it. 3. Pick one other PC. This character looks upon you as some kind of religious figure. Whether you encourage this behavior is up to you. 4. Pick one other PC. This character comes from the same place you do, and you knew each other as children.
Hmm. Give us a brief rundown again, and let the chat catch up. But what's the rundown?
Okay, 1. Pick a PC. You suspect that this character finds your predilections abhorrent, horrible. You can choose whether or not he or she knows your suspicions. Pick a PC. This character recently lost a loved one and wants you to contact him or her. Pick a PC. This character looks upon you as some kind of religious figure. 4. Pick a PC. You grew up with this character.
So they want number 3.
With Dell.
They want number 3, and they're saying Dell. Although I think
give the people what they want.
I think that it's more interesting if Dell is fascinated with Migug because of like the science aspect, right? That's kind of what Dell said. And what if I'm fascinated with Migug because I think he's like a religious figure, you know? And so we're basically.
So everyone's just fascinated with this rando explorer.
Yeah, we're both like, oh my god, this guy's like.
That, like carries bones around his pocket.
Yeah.
Wait, that sounded
You
dirty.
carry bones? I missed that. Are you a bone
Do you
carrier?
not? I got bones.
Pull your bones. Show how many bones you have in your
Yeah,
pocket.
I don't want to show the audience what I have sitting right here on my shelf, but.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 3 sounds great. I will choose. Let's see. The chat said choose Aaron.
You
Aaron
can't
is
pick
running the
me.
game.
I'm a GM.
Oh yeah, duh.
I think they were joking. I'm assuming they were joking.
So who would like number 3?
I don't know, Del. What do you think? Where do you stand on this?
How many character ties does Stephanie have right now?
I do not believe that Chris is real.
Yeah, so I'm tied to Stephanie because she doesn't think that I'm real.
That's it, though.
I'm tied to you, Del, because you don't think my doppelganger is real, right? Or you don't think
I'm fascinated by it.
No, you think you think I'm twins.
Right.
My doppelganger. I don't have a connection with Matt.
All right, so you think I'm a religious figure?
Does that give everyone a connection with one another, or is Matt still missing a connection with Stephanie?
I have no connection with Chris.
I only have a connection with Chris.
You have a connection with me, Del.
Oh, what is?
You think that I'm identical twins and not actually a doppelganger?
No. He doesn't believe that you're really magical. Like
Right.
He thinks
You think I'm just 2 twins?
Yeah.
And your character is Muka.
Muka Zophid.
I'm Set Igu, the charming speaker that builds robots.
I'm Mighug.
Mighug Itru. And then Del, you are Staus Guioslia.
So
Wyosley.
So
What did you say?
Wyosley.
Wyosley?
Wyosley.
Oh.
Wyosley.
Now I'm going to have all game NPCs that have to read your name are going to be like, Mr. Wioslia? Just to mess with
the
you.
chat is saying now maybe that Mighug should be, maybe Steph's character, like is number 3 with Mighug, which is like basically like kind of idolizes him, I guess, kind of in a way. Like not really idolizes, but like.
I mean, I'm really good at building robots.
But you can't recreate life, though. You can't recreate life.
I can. That is my life.
Okay, so that I have a little bit to build off of here. This didn't actually fill in what exact kind of fantasy we are, but I think a good place to start is Stephanie's robots. So are these is this like Bubo from like Clash of the Titans level robot? Or is this like more advanced? Chris, have you seen any movies at all ever? Just period?
I saw the second Harry Potter once.
Whatever, get out of here. We're gonna stop talking to Chris about movies. So I get a level 2 robot, and the chat was saying that it should be Muka. It should be a replica of Muka. It can be my size or smaller. So, and depending on how big Muka is, it might have to be a smaller version. I don't know how big Muka is. Maybe they said Muka as a child. I mean, I wouldn't know what Muka looks like as a child, but I guess maybe I would just make like a child version of Muka.
This is
So
like some horrible
you're like a
Battlestar
doll
stuff.
maker now? You're
What's
like,
that?
You make like animate dolls of people type thing?
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
that what
If
your
you
robots
can't-
are?
If you can't find friends, make them.
That's creepier than necromancy. Straight
Yeah,
up.
now your character became the creepiest character in the group.
That's awesome.
You
Muka-
can't remember your past and you make little dolls. So what I'm asking is, are these techno? Is this? I mean, that's a fine way to interpret Build's robots. Is animate like magic as well.
Geppetto.
So is this actually? Yeah, is this actually like Geppetto type puppets, or are these like clockwork or?
Oh man, if you're basically Toulon from Puppet Master, I am all the way in.
Never seen it.
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
I
yeah.
think there should be some fantasy and magic involved, and not just like clockwork. I think that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're full on Geppetto.
Yeah.
All right, I like this. And you've
Yeah.
made a little puppet of Muka.
Okay, first of all, I did not sign off on that. That's weird.
Yeah,
And
awesome. We have three
Muka
Mukas on
does
that
what
one.
I say. Little baby Muka does
So,
what I say.
so my question is how realistic is the puppet? Like, is it
Super. It's like
Made from
like
your skin.
skin.
I'm thinking
yeah.
like Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
never seen
Like
it?
Borg. I'm thinking like Borgish
Ooh, with like the strings coming out.
Borgish, but with a few implants.
Well, because I think it would be interesting. Like, I mean, although it is weird, I don't know why you picked me randomly, but but if that would give like Muka this like existential crisis, because it's like maybe I am questioning my own existence. Maybe like
And that's why.
maybe I'm not
And that's
real.
why Staus like doesn't believe. He's like whatever. Like. Come
But Del
on,
thinks
there's
that
a
I'm
million of
real.
you.
He thinks I'm real. He just thinks I have twins.
Well, it could be he thinks that the other one's a robot too. He just doesn't think your magic is real.
I'm gonna construct an undead version of you too, Muka.
Okay. This is getting out of hand. Get
All right.
a little bit of diversity here. I think it's funny if you make a puppet of him, though. I think that's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, I mean, so the deal is if it's destroyed, I can just make a new one. So it doesn't have to always be Muka.
But you can make puppets, but you need to like follow somebody's likeness, or you have to have some sort of like maybe it's your memories of people that animate the puppets, and that's why
And
that's
then that's
not
why that's why my memory goes away because I put my memories into the
Well,
puppets.
well maybe
Obviously,
like when you
obviously
figured
that's the
out
best thing.
when you figured out how to animate puppets, some sort of accident happened with your memory, and it just like took everything on accident.
Like
So that's
Full
why you
Metal
don't have
Alchemist.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love the fact that you have to give your puppets memories, because that's what like binds their soul
Yeah.
together. So they
I
have
like
That's
it
just
too.
like Bastion in Neverending Story 2. Of course not.
Chris has never
Chris
seen a
hasn't
film.
seen it. Chris hasn't
He's
seen it.
Never
Do
seen
not
a
mention that movie ever again.
no.
uh,
But the cool thing though is that like what if the robots have to believe that they're real, and in order to do that you have to give them a memory. That's really neat, and it'll be really sad when they die because they think that they're real, like they think they're real, but they're
I
not.
love this. This is awesome.
Like
Yeah,
the
that's
death.
really cool.
This is turning into a game of what was the Fairy World of Darkness game?
That's called Changeling.
Changeling. It's turning into Changeling real fast.
So Mad Adventurer in chat has said the question. So every time you make a puppet, you lose all memories of the person you made it of, which means she wouldn't know which one's the real person. I don't think you lose
I
all
think I just-
memories.
I
think-
lose
I think-
the memories I'm putting into the robots.
Yeah, I think
And
it
that's
just
how I
takes a
have to
little
make
bit.
them active.
Yeah.
But I think that ties to why you have, something bad with your power happened, and that's why you have no memories. But
Yeah,
obviously,
like
you don't know what.
like the first one that I made, like totally wiped out.
Well,
and
because
that puppet
obviously-
somewhere.
Obviously,
You don't know where.
Yeah, obviously at some
Ooh,
point we're gonna find another version of Set Igu
Like,
who has all over like the 12-year-old Set Igu who has all over 12-year-old memories.
his
I'm sorry, has all
Set
of
boy.
Set's 12-year-old memories, whatever. And then
I
like
have
we're
a-
all gonna have doppelgangers, and then we're all Cylons. Spoiler alert: everyone's a Cylon.
No.
Question
But
for Matt.
Yes.
Matt, if you click on the second tab in the Roll20 app, which is the newspaper icon showing the characters, and I guess all other
Yes.
documents, what happens when you click on Staus's character sheet? Like, do you see a
Gives
little
an
icon?
awesome lightning picture.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not lightning, it's ghost flame.
Ghost. Very
Okay.
cool.
I like it.
Your mother was a powerful adept while she lived. Yeah, awesome.
I like it.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Del, did
wanna
you
make
dump
sure that says
everything
what.
into intellect?
How did you do that?
Well, I started
I
with
see how
it.
you do that. I see how you do that.
What was that, Aaron?
Did you dump all of your points possible into intellect?
No, I took 2 points of might.
Okay, just checking.
Took 2 points of might, 4 points of intellect, and then I get +4 from inquisitive.
You work off of intellect, right? Mostly?
Everything I do is intellect based. Yes.
Yeah.
I also attack and defend using intellect based on the powers I picked.
And you put all your points in what?
Might and intellect.
Okay.
I already, because I exist partially out of phase, I automatically basically fail all initiative checks. So speed is not going to be one of my good stats anyway.
Yeah, and I'm not that concerned about hashing that stuff out. People can fill out all the mechanical stuff on their character sheet between now and when we start playing. But so I'm definitely going to, just to make sure that was heard, I'm definitely taking it that Stephanie accidentally poured all of her memories into her first creation, and we have no idea where that puppet is. So that's a thing. I'm making that real. GM got right there.
Wow. Take away all agency right there. Just kidding.
Okay, but so we chose puppets as a robot. So this is actual like medieval fantasy then, right? Medieval era.
I mean, there are puppets now.
Sure. But we
see
described it as Geppetto.
I see it as like medieval-esque, you know. Obviously, it's like a lot different than like your standard, your
Let's go
traditional.
let's go Renaissance, very Renaissance era.
Okay.
Will you guys click on mine and look at my character and see if it...
That
this
is a
safer
dandy.
stream? Is this safer stream?
Yeah, it's Cypher stream.
Okay.
He has not one but 2 popped collars.
Wow.
Nice.
And an ascot. 2 popped collars and an ascot all the way in.
That's
All the buys.
Can the stream see it?
Yes.
So okay, so we're going with like a Renaissance-y world then, like the actual like age of exploration. Let's do
Nice.
Like Math Explorer is like actually like Columbus type, or like Magellan type explorer. Is that cool?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like it. Sort of
Okay.
that Venice, Leonardo da Vinci type guys running around with, piles of scrolls in their arms. I like it.
Okay, so then we have kind of a setup there, and we can give names to this over the course of the week. I think names aren't important immediately, but so let's say that you were in some kind of something similar to like a...
Can it be
what's the-
Venice? I want water-based transport.
Sure, it can be a canal city that is kind of the gateway to an ocean that you cross to get somewhere. So we'll go off that. So my next question then is, Chris, you were in the military and you deserted. Is it this military, or are you of a different culture are you hiding out here?
Well, initially, I think that it'd be cool if I was a different culture hiding out here. However, I am attempting to repair my reputation. So, how would I be able to do that if I'm here? Genuinely asking. Is there a way that I can repair my reputation back home by doing deeds?
Sure, maybe you were tasked. Maybe you were tasked with something like dangerous, and you deserted from that, and now you're trying to maybe you were escorting a prisoner or something, and he escaped. So now you're following that prisoner to actually recapture him and regain something like that.
Ooh, Mad Adventure says maybe I'm a spy.
Oh, you're a spy. So your initial mission was to gather information on the kingdom here and its trade, and like that kind of thing. And then you deserted, and now you're back trying to actually get that information so that you can use it to buy yourself.
I don't like that, because I do want to be in the party and think that they're genuinely helping me with my task, and so I don't want to be using the party to just get information like that. Let me noodle on it a bit. I haven't determined yet. Let me think about it for a
Okay.
second.
And then Matt, you were conscripted in the military, right?
Right, because my father.
Are you still in the military? Are you on leave?
I
here, or-
am not, but I still do serve the kingdom or the house that I am a noble from.
Now, do you want to be native to this like city that we're kind of basing on Venice, like a kind of Italian Mediterranean type city? You want to be from here?
Yes. Now I don't know how the hierarchy works or the monarchy works here.
You tell us.
If it,
I'm gonna make a call actually and say that because we're basing it off Venice, that we're gonna go super Machiavellian with how the noble houses and
Is there an anti-pope?
and the monarchy interact.
There's got to be an anti-pope then, right?
Well, we didn't even determine if there is a pope figure. If maybe somebody believes Matt's a religious figure, right? Who is that?
That's me. Staus thinks
yeah.
he's a.
So maybe there used to be a pope-like figure, and then that pope disappeared, and now you believe that he's this is him reborn, or something like that.
Ooh.
Does that work?
Works for
I'm
me.
an
Yeah.
avatar.
I like
Pope.
it.
So I'll come up with a title like Exarch or something that is, because I don't know, Pope just doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want it. I want it to be thematically based on Venice, not just is an Italian place. But I like the idea of this Mediterranean place. Where is it that you want to explore, Matt?
Across the sea of across the seas.
I have it as the sunless sea because the water is
Or-
black due to some algae that grows in it.
Okay. So across the sunless sea. All right, I like that.
If you check in the chat, in the Roll20 chat on the side, I've been kind of brainstorming and updating as we go.
I like. How are you pronouncing that B word, city?
Yeah, Bruciare.
Bruciere,
Bruciere.
which is Bruciere is actually the French pronunciation of an Italian word, but that just makes it better. So it should be
all right, I'll go-
Bruciare. Bruciare would be the.
I like that better. I like
Yeah,
that better.
I like Bruciare, but maybe your character is not. Maybe your character is not. So maybe Matt would pronounce it Bruciare.
And
Since
you would
he's from
pronounce
here.
it
You would
incorrectly.
All right. That's
Okay,
fair.
so
Sorry, I couldn't-
The city of
nice.
Egress. I like that.
the city of Egress. Yeah, that's good. So this is similar to the discovery of the new world is just happened, and you want to go explore.
Right, and I have a secret agenda. I want to explore catacombs and caves to further my dark interests.
Okay.
I want you to look like Assassin's Creed now.
Look like a what? Sorry.
Like
Assassin's
Ezio?
Creed.
Like Apollo
yeah, like
Creed.
Ezio.
Like Apollo.
And have some.
Chris is never played it. I've never
Have
seen
some. Have some
There's a
rich-
movie
like,
coming
never
out.
seen it. Is that
There's
a
an
movie? I've
Assassin's
never
Creed
seen
movie too.
I never seen
And
it.
you
Look
won't
like
see
Apollo
it.
Creed?
But
Wristblades would be awesome though.
so then what I need to figure out is so there is supposedly some ruins on this new continent or this new island that's been found. That's where Matt wants to explore.
Correct.
So we need to figure out. We've determined that Chris and Del are not necessarily native to this city. Is Stephanie native to this city? Are you?
I don't
I
know.
mean, I guess you wouldn't know because you don't know about the first 18 years of your life.
Yeah.
You have a great backstory anyway, so it's not like we need to attach anything. So Chris and Del are not native to the city. We're thinking, so we need to decide.
So Chris and Del are not, but Matt is.
Yeah, Matt's from the city. He's no longer actively serving in the military, but from time to time they call on his expertise. So is your dark? You're consorting with the dead. That's not public knowledge, obviously.
No, definitely not. 100% not. As long as people know, or as far as people know, I am ex-military, still a noble. Served my father, who is also in the military still. Yeah, That's about it. No one knows my dark secret.
Is your
except
father,
for-
or do you keep in touch with your father?
Yes.
Okay, so the chat from me, and this is the best thing I've gotten so far, is from Mad Adventurer. It's basically like it was before. So I defected from my home military, but I want to go back. So I'm spying on this military to buy my way back into that one with information. I would prefer if I wasn't manipulating the party. So perhaps, this, they're not exactly all gung-ho about the current regime. Maybe Matt's house has been, like, spurned by the current regime, so he's more than willing for me to help me get some sort of information or something like that. Although, if we can't think of anything, I don't mind manipulating the party.
We did say it was a Machiavellian like state, so
Exactly,
who's
yeah.
in power is constantly fluctuating anyway.
Exactly.
So that makes total sense, I think, with what we've established.
Matt, is your dad in like a high position in the military?
Yeah. That was what I rolled. I rolled the 20 on the
Okay. Yeah.
kind of background. He's a high-ranking military official.
Perfect.
Yeah, that works out.
So, and then Dell, where is Stausk from?
Stausk is from a country to the west, sort of a Romanian or Czechoslovakian type country, where he is. There it's all old castles and undead creatures running it. Basically, Ravenloft or Transylvania.
What's the lay of the land look like? Are we landlocked? Like, are we?
No, you're on the coast. This is the coastal city. So I guess in this world, instead of how our normal world would be traveling, because they'll just put a country to the west. So heading off into the east is over the Sunless Sea, is where expeditions are currently going. So the one other thing that I have as a blank in my mind is Stephanie has convinced you all to go on the first adventure. I believe
Why? Yeah.
So why is Stephanie chasing her first puppet? Did she think that she caught a glimpse of it getting on a boat, stowing away to the new world or something, and now she's trying to get a boat? Or is that?
Or is there something in this world that I want to get away from? I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of me, like, not really knowing that like kind of knowing that it's still out there, but not really worrying about it, and then it showing up later. But it also would make a lot of sense. It's definitely like the easiest, motive that we can think of, sort of off the cuff, to convince the party. Or maybe like there's like some sweet gig that I know about, and I'm like, hey, let's go do this thing. But I don't know why that would convince the explorer.
Just to answer a quick question in the chat, somebody asked if we'll be using minis and squares for combat. We will not be using squares. We will probably have some representation of the characters in space just for the good of everyone. It will not be exact because Cypher system doesn't deal in exact distances.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Sure. That's relevant.
I have seen that episode of Star Trek.
So the Mad Adventurer says Stephanie thinks, or Set Ignu thinks that there's an artifact in the world that can restore my memory.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I like that.
That's a little more creative than, and allows us to keep your puppet guy as a later plot point, rather than having it just be relevant right from the start.
Right.
Okay, so
either that, or maybe there's like an artifact or several, or I know of like an area where there's several artifacts that could maybe help all of us, give us all different powers, like sort of Wizard of Ozzy, kind of like, hey, there's going to be something for everybody there.
Can you make me exist in the real world again?
Yeah, exactly. I'll give Chris, we'll give him courage, and then we'll give Matt heart.
So
We'll give Dell a brain, I guess. I don't know.
I want a
Mine's
body.
the brain. Mine's the brain. Yours is a body, yeah.
So what if the first mission is to steal a boat from a noble house that has recently done something cutthroat to Matt's noble house, which is how you've convinced him to come along. You've convinced Dell to come along because maybe the artifact can restore his body
He
as
didn't
well.
convince me of anything. I'm just tagging along. He can't get rid of me.
No, but Stephanie, it says she convinces everyone to go with her. That was her tie to the thing. So she's convinced you of that, and then that combined with your interest. Matt said his dark secret is secret, but you're enthralled by it. So at some point you've seen him speak to a dead person or something. And then why is Chris along for the ride in that instance? Is he is he trying to gather intel on this house because now they're in power? And he's noticed that this house is sending a lot of men off to the New World on boats, so maybe the New World is strategically important, and that's why he's along?
Would it still follow it if Chris had sort of sought, like, he heard from his, like, network of intel, he sort of heard that I was looking for people, and then he kind of, like, made it so he bumped into me on purpose, and sort of, and then I was like, yeah, we need you, like, but he kind of planted himself there.
Yeah, so is that okay with you, Chris, if you've heard that this house, the house that's in power, has been sending its soldiers over to the New World, and you need to get to the New World to figure out why, and then you heard about Stephanie stealing one of the boats of this family anyway, so you thought, oh, maybe it has info on it, and I can get to the New World this way.
Yeah.
So I think I'm convincing him, but really he's totally set it up.
Well, I think you have convinced me. You've convinced me that these are capable individuals that can help me repair my reputation. So
yeah.
The Mad Adventurer did say in chat.
Not making any promises.
The Mad Adventurer did say in chat that maybe that Muka is looking for intel, but also wants to figure out which of him is the real him, which I think is true. That's more of like a long-term thing. I'm sure we'll deal with Muka's doppelganger.
Muka's gonna have an existential breakdown at some point, for sure.
So where is Muka from? Like, Dell's basically from, he said Prahovia, which I'm just going to basically say is Transylvania lore-wise, basically.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And before you go, Matt, can you tell me if you received a secret whisper from me? I'm trying to explore all the things that Roll20 can do. If I can talk behind Aaron's back.
How do you whisper?
You type
whisper?
/W, then space, then start typing someone's name, and it'll let you pick them, and then you can whisper at them. You can also /WDM, I think.
Yeah, you're giving me. Did you send me Italian surnames?
I did. Pick some family names to populate Contarini with.
Muka,
Yeah.
did you get a whisper from me?
Yes, I did, and it's creepy. Stop telling me that.
I
I got a whisper that said, "I made you." No, you didn't. I am a real person. I don't remember anything. You're telling me that. No, I am real.
So Chris, what type of culture is Muka from? Like, is it like a...
I was gonna say that I'm from the Greece to this world's Italy, but someone in chat said that I should be king of the forest. So I love the fact that I come from like some sort of like forest.
Like a more Germanic, like barbarian, like pagan-ish.
I was thinking of like that combined with like fantasy elven, like Lord of the Rings elven, like Rivendell-esque.
I noticed there's no races anywhere, so we can just be like, I'm a dwarf as well.
I would like it if we didn't have races.
Yeah,
I
don't want to be elf, but I also don't want to be like from a barbarian tribe. I want to be from a wilderness-based society.
More like a Celtic,
Aaron, are you saying do you
pagan...
think are we just all the same race? Like we haven't encountered anyone of another race, or we just don't acknowledge?
There are creatures and there are undead in this world, but there are to the best of
alleged undead.
Okay, but there's not like orcs.
Right.
There's been monsters, but there's not been like a sentient culture that's
So
not
that's
human.
fine. We could be a culture that where we're all humanoid, and we don't even know, we don't even distinguish. Like that's not a thing to us. We don't even call it something different. Like
So
whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm from some forest based
Pagan culture.
society.
Like you're
You're a
I'm not
wood
thinking
warrior.
like your people built the Stonehenge, except now it's much later than that, so you're much more advanced than stone circles. But that's
Yes.
that's your culture. Okay.
Like literally picture the elves in Lord of the Rings, except that they don't have pointy ears; they're humans instead.
So Matt says there are race descriptors. They're in the setting chapters.
Yeah, but we're not going to
Yeah,
use them.
I just don't want to use
Yeah.
them.
Okay.
Because I think it's like okay, so I think that picking weird races is like a huge crutch for people and often a cop out in character creation. And I think it's especially true here when it's like I could have to role play brave, or I could just be a dwarf. It's like
Right.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
love it.
Totally. Got it. No.
Dell decided that your homeland is named Arthfiel, a heavy wooded and undeveloped land to the northwest. Okay.
Sure.
So I think we have a pretty good.
So if it's undeveloped, what's that like then? Like, are you just
Well,
like
it's
you're
considered
living in
undeveloped.
trees or?
More
Yeah.
natural beauty everywhere.
I think it's
instead of-
considered undeveloped by.
But you're a warrior and you're in the military.
Contorini standards.
How'd you find your way into the military then?
Well,
From
because
that?
I think maybe that everyone else considers it undeveloped because they can, he said elves, so magic might be inherent. So other people just can't see through the veil. So there might be like great shimmering spires of cities, but
Yeah.
unless you are close enough or you are an elf, you can't see through. The illusion is like how they protect their people.
Yes.
That's
Apposec
fair.
in chat said Lothlorien, and yeah, so it's basically like it's it's an elvish.
There's
I just-
civilization, but it's hidden.
I just thought of it more as like compared to the canals and Renaissance architecture of Contorini. Basically, anything's going to seem undeveloped.
Well, sure, but I think it's cooler if they literally think it's undeveloped. They know there are people there, but they it's kind of a mystery because they live with these illusions and veils protecting them from anyone actually seeing what they have there. So
My
they
house
assume
looks-
because
My house looks like the Lost Boys' home in Hook. It's like
yeah,
Yeah.
No, I was gonna
Just
I was-
tree
no.
forts and
yeah.
bridges. Wait,
Yeah.
you've seen
I thought there was
Hook
a
and you
cave
haven't
from Lost
seen.
Boys.
No, I've seen gifs of Hook.
Wait, you haven't even? Are you playing us right now? Have you seen
he's,
Hook?
he's
I've
lying about
I
that.
haven't seen Hook.
We've talked about Hook before. I know he's seen Hook.
No.
Okay,
He's a Rufio poster on the wall to the right of him. You just can't see it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a cool
Bangarang.
dude. I thought it was a skateboarder.
so on page 344 of the Cipher system is a list of 150 ciphers,
Uh-huh.
which I think we just will have to roll randomly, right? It says you can pick, but I think.
I'm going to pick your ciphers.
Oh,
Awesome.
That's meant for the GM to pick, and I will be picking those. We'll go over those when the thing starts because I want some time. I'm going to take what we've kind of hashed out here today and write it in a format that can be readable, and we'll post that to the NPC Cast website so that people can do that. We're going to call this campaign the City of Egress because I like that term.
Yeah, I
even
really
if
like
it
that
may-
term.
Even if we may go other places. But A, it's getting very late in Stephanie's time zone right now. And
Oh.
B, I think we've hashed out the important stuff on stream with people, and I think it's been cool. And I'm sick. So,
Do we want to do another recap real quick? Just to run down everything?
Yeah. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Real
let's do that.
briefly? Okay, so I am Mukazafed, a craven warrior who exists in two places at once. I was conscripted into a military service, but I deserted before long. I'm seeking to escape my shame by taking up with capable individuals and hoping to repair my reputation and return to, what was it called?
Arthfiel.
Which is our version of Lothlorien, hidden from the rest of the world. I do have a doppelganger, but I'm a real boy. Although Set believes that I am a creation, and
No.
Stausk.
No. Dowsk.
No. Set believes I'm a creation, right? Yes. I'm one of her I'm a creation, and Stausk believes that I'm actually just identical twins.
Or just your magic isn't real in general.
Right. And that's me.
I don't remember the me thinking you're a creation part.
I thought that was from you. I thought that was maybe. I thought that was that was yours. I thought
Maybe, yeah.
You had thought that I was a.
Yeah, that was yours.
That I wasn't real. You thought one of the other PCs was like a robot, basically.
Okay.
Maybe not.
So.
I don't think it was quite like that, but yeah.
All right, I'll recap my character. Mighug Itru from the great city of Contarini. It's kind of like the an Italian Renaissance-esque with deep canals and stuff like that. I'm a noble cartographer / explorer who consorts with the dead secretively, but Dell's character knows somehow and sees me as some sort of figure, religious figure.
The returned, whatever we determine the title is, and I'll write this down. But
yeah,
the Pope who abandoned the city and has allowed it to fall into its current Machiavellian web of corruption. He sees you as the second coming of that, the reborn version of that guy.
Okay. And yeah, that's my character.
You go, Dell.
Give me 1 second.
Is it Stausk or Stausk?
I said Stausk.
Stausk.
I have a character picture for Mighug.
Yeah, the chat can see it, or the stream can see it. They've been looking at it for a while.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's great.
I am Stausk Wyosli from the mountainous Utre Prahovia to the west of Contarini, a land said to be ruled by ageless undead lords. My mother was a powerful witch while she lived, helpful to many locals. They look upon me kindly, but also expect much from me. Mighug, Matt's character, fascinates me as possibly the returned vessel of Contarini's religious leader. And both Mighug and Set both really want to go out of phase and have been pestering me about it, but I'm not convinced they even know what that phrase means. And I believe that Muka, Chris's character, is actually twins, or at least not drawing doubles from out of time. He has some other legerdemain happening there.
And then the world, we are basing it on the Age of Discovery and the Renaissance. It's being set in the canal city of Brucieri, although out-of-towners often call it Bruciere because they are not familiar with the language. Similarly, it is kind of the port from which the Age of Discovery has started. It's a Machiavellian web of intrigue after it has been abandoned by its spiritual leader, and that is kind of where we'll start from. Their first mission is stealing a boat from a powerful warlord, essentially, not warlord, but like a powerful noble and soldier who has recently wronged Matt's house in some sort of courtly intrigue. And I'm going to elaborate on all of this, like I said, on npccast.com as we kind of hash out the details. Everyone probably has some mechanical stuff left to do with their characters, but you have time to kind of make any choices there. I'll try and look over the character sheets once you tell me you're done messing with the mechanical parts.
I'm done messing with the mechanical parts.
Okay, and then I will pick, I believe everyone starts with 2 ciphers, so I will come up with those as well. And
what are ciphers? What do people at home have to look forward to?
Ciphers are single-use items. Depending on how you flavor your Cipher system universe, that means they can be like scrolls or baubles. It also means they could literally just be like boons, like a temporary magical power gained. It could be, a drug that you inject if you're doing like a cyberpunk game. It can be however you want to look at it.
All right.
But each character starts the game with 2 of them, and in the Cipher system, you're meant to kind of get them and use them a lot. So what people can expect from this game, if you've never played the Cipher system...
Aaron, don't think Stephanie has she set her character.
I didn't.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry. I
okay.
skipped you. That's my bad.
That's all right.
Yeah,
No,
please.
Stephanie, go.
It's awkward now, though. We like said goodbye, and then we started walking in the same direction.
I want to mute
No,
everybody.
we like
right, see
we
you
say
later.
goodbye. I am Setigyu, the charming speaker who builds robots. I have convinced everyone to go on this adventure with me because I am in search of an artifact that will help me regain my memory that I've lost. I have no memory of anything that happened to me before the age of 18. So I've convinced Migug to steal a boat. I've convinced Stausk that there is an artifact that could possibly restore his body. And I've convinced Muka that his muscle is needed on this trip and that it will be worthwhile to him. And I have constructed a robot in Muka's childhood likeness that I'm quite fond of. And
as far as you know, are you native to Bruciere?
Me?
Yeah.
I kind of am not having any memory is kind of whatever to me, so I don't even really think about that. I'm not I'm probably native to here. I'm just whatever. I'm here, so.
It ain't where you're from. That's where you're at.
I mean, maybe I kind of like Memento. Maybe I write notes in my body.
That'd be cool.
Which Chris also hasn't seen probably. And what else? Is that it? Is that everything?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I don't believe that Muka is real. He's artificial. So I think that he's actually somehow probably one of my robots, and he just isn't aware of it yet, which is maybe why I'm creating the robot in his likeness, because I'm no, see, look, I made you. Right there.
Oh, that's pretty great.
I'm a real boy. I am a real boy.
In the whole
Yeah, but
book,
you're not two real boys. I know better.
in the whole book, there are the two relationships I like the best are that one, and then there's one of a person who awakens dreams, and they also have one where they're that person. You think that they're a dream that you brought into reality at some point, and they just aren't aware of it. So I like those kind of relationships. Cool.
So, Aaron, I don't know if you were done explaining the setup, but I do have a couple housekeeping things to go over with the viewers.
Okay. I was mainly explaining what the Cipher system, what kind of game you can expect.
Okay,
So
sure.
The
Go ahead.
Cipher system is meant not for dungeon crawls or anything like that. It's meant for exploration games, where you are meant to be constantly utilizing both your might, speed, and intellect. In fact, the game has kind of a critical breaking point if you rely only on one of those things, where one character will be kind of hammered by the system over and over again. So you have to come up with diverse challenges to make the game work. I think we have come up with a setting that allows for those diverse challenges. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. And we're going to try and live stream once every couple of weeks, and then we will convert that into YouTube episodes and audio episodes for people who like to not look at us while they take in their actual plays.
Yep. So you can follow us on Twitch at NPCcast or /NPCcast, twitch.tv/NPCcast on Twitch. On YouTube, our YouTube page is youtube.com/1000XP. I think by the next time we stream, we'll be streaming on